guys, today I'm gonna explain about narrative text and recount text. Narrative text is an imaginative story to entertain people. Narrative text is a spoken or written account of connected events, a story. Narrative text is narrated part of literary work as distinct from dialogue. Narrative text is a practice or art or narration. Generic structure of narrative text. Firstly, orientations. Is it about the opening paragraph where the characters of the story are introduced? Generic structure of narrative text. First, orientation. Is it about the opening paragraph where the characters of the story are introduced, like person, time, and place? Second, complication, where the problems in the story developed. Third, resolutions, where the problems in the story is solved. Sometimes generic structure of narrative text can be contained orientations, complication, evaluations, resolution, and reorientation. Even though evaluations and reorientations is optional, can be added or not. Evaluation contains of controlling and evaluating a love adventure or conflict reorientation. Reorientation contains the conclusions of the end of the story. Language features of narrative text. First, using part action verb like climbed, turned, brought, and other. 2. Using specific noun as pronoun of person, animal in the story. Example, the king, the queen, the children, the duke, that. Using adjective which are for noun first. Example, long hair, red hair, or 2 apples, like that. Using time connectives and conjunctions to arrange the events. Example, then, before, after, soon. Using adverbs and adverbial verbs to show the locations of events. Example, here, in the mountain, ever after, in the house, in the farm. And then using dialogue to elicit an emotional response from the reader. Using past tense and using a variety of simple, compound, and complex sentences. Example of narrative text. This is story title is Snow White. So, the orientations. Once upon a time, there lived a little girl named Snow White. She lived with her aunt and uncle because her parents were died. The complication. One day, she heard her uncle and aunt talking about leaving Snow White in the castle because they both wanted to go to America and they didn't have enough money to take Snow White. So Snow White did not want her uncle and aunt to do this. So she decided it would be best if she ran away. Next morning, she ran away from home when her aunt and uncle were having breakfast. She ran away into the woods. Resolution. Then she saw this little cottage. She knocked, but no one answered, so she went inside and fell asleep. Meanwhile, the seven dwarfs were coming home from work. They went inside. They found Snow White sleeping. Then Snow White woke up. She saw the dwarfs, and the dwarfs said, "What is your name?" Snow White said, "My name is Snow White." One of the dwarfs said, "If you wished, you may live here with us." "Oh, could I? Thank you." Then Snow White told the dwarf the whole story, and finally Snow White and the seven dwarfs lived happily ever after. Okay, so now it's recount text. Recount text is a text that telling the reader about one story, about action or activity. Its purpose is to entertain or informing the reader, or a text which retells events or experience in the past. Readers should remember that while the purpose is to retell, they still need to craft their retelling to be interesting to the reader. The writer needs to select important information or event and expand on this in an interesting manner. The generalistic structure of event. Orientations. It gives the reader background information needed to understand the text, such as who was involved, where it happened, and when it happened. And the event is a series of events ordered in a chronological sequence. Reorientations. A personal comment about the event or what happened in the end. Language filter of recount text. First is using the simple past tense, past continuous tense, past perfect tense, and past perfect continuous tense. 2. Frequent use is made of words which link even in time, such as next, later, when, then, after, before, first, at the same time, as soon as she left, left on Monday, or a day. 3. Focus on a specific participant or writer. Using the conjunction such as then, before, and after, and other. Using an action verb like when, state. The passive voice must be used. The bottle was, for example, the bottle was filled with ink. It's a factual recount. Kind of recount text. Personal recount text. This usually retell an event that the writer was personally involved in. Factual recount. Recalling an incident or a science experiment or a police report. Imaginative recounts it writing an imaginary role and giving details of events like a day in the life of a pirate, like that. This is the factual recount text example. The title is Man Charged with posing an opposing. Posh me. Recount text example. Factual recount text is simple. The orientation. In Singapore, the man will push an old woman down a bus along Upper Thomson Road has been charged in court. 25-year-old Ong Kok Hao is accused of hurting 76-year-old Wang Liani Lai on bus surface number 167 at about 3 p.m. on June 5th this year. An event. Ong is said to have used his right hand to push the old woman on her back, causing her to fall on the steps of the bus. The incident was captured in a 2-minute video and uploaded on YouTube. This video shows Ong suddenly flying into a rage at Madam Hong and pressing the bell at the last minute along Upper Thomson Road. A shouting match then ensued, and during the heated spat, Ong threatened to slap the woman before pushing her down the bus. Reorientation. Ong's lawyer, Adhika, will be making representation to the court. This case will next be mentioned in December. So it's all about recount text and narrative text that I can explain. Thanks for watching this video and hope this is useful. Bye. See you with us. No what to say.